Hello, my name is Lori, and welcome to Lawrence County History Corner. Today we are reading a selection from a book called Lawrence County, Ohio Early Memoirs and Historical Miscellanea, Volume 1. This is available in our local history genealogy department on the second floor of the Ironton building. It is a collection of different articles that was written by Mr. Walton. You will see he talked about different things. This actually comes from a early memoirs, an interesting narrative of bygone days, written by John L. Allen. And today we're going to be talking about a man of many trades and talents, Dr. William B. Morrison. He was a nearby neighbor of the Allen family. He was of the Yankee persuasion, so that must mean he was from New England. He was a cabinet maker by trade, but he had many hats that he would wear. He was an all-around useful man within the neighborhood, kind of a jack of all trades. He made furniture and anything that could be useful and made out of wood. He also was the officiated. He also officiated as an undertaker. That was not uncommon. Since they were already had all the wood, cabinet makers, woodworkers were often the undertakers. They were tasked with the process of building the coffins, and they already had the wood, so that was a position. But he also did the bleeding for people. Now, back in that time, that was a common way to cure diseases. Blood, they believed that you could have bad blood, and if you released that bad blood, it would heal you. And so it was practiced by most of the medical professions at the time, and it was usually one of the first things they did. It was supposed to cure everything from a fever to cancer, basically. That was just very common. Between a pint and a quart of blood was the amount usually taken during a typical bleeding, and it was taken from the arm. It could be used for even very slight ailments, like I said, a fever. I have heard of it being used for dizziness. If someone was lightheaded, they would bleed them instead of. Nowadays, we raise their feet if you're lightheaded. Lay them down, raise your feet. I have also heard of bloodletting during delivery, which seemed counterproductive since there's so much blood during a delivery of a child. But anyway, because Mr. Morris provided so many different services in the medical field just by default, he became known as Dr. Morrison. He was very literary minded, and he loved to read any book he could get a hold of. And books would have been quite rare during this time period. You're talking early 1800s. And he was thought to be one of the few, if not the only, man in the neighborhood who took a local newspaper. Now, at that time, it meant the Portsmouth Times. Ironton had not been established, so there was no Ironton newspaper. But it was interesting when the war with Mexico broke out. His owning and having the paper delivered made him a major focal point of the neighborhood, of the area. People would come from quite a distance just to have him read the war news and discuss the situation, which he did with pleasure. He considered it kind of his role. And like I said, he became such a major, what seems so little of little importance today was a major importance. So someone who was a woodworker, cabinet maker, also was the undertaker and a doctor, and one of the main sources of news in the area. That is the story of Dr. William B. Morrison. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you next time on Lawrence County History Corner.